Okay, fine. So we will be dealing with the topics related to the circular motion. The first, the mathematical part will analyze. Then afterwards, first we'll go for mathematical part, and then we'll deal with the kinematics of this. Then after dealing with the kinematics of circular motion, then we'll enter into dynamics of circular motion. So this is what our syllabus: kinematics of circular motion, then dynamics of circular motion, excluding vertical circular motion. This one, so any problem where vertical is there, so you're supposed to avoid that. Okay, first before that, let's go for the basic ideas. Let this be a circle of radius, let it be r, this circular path, and let there be an object. Particle, better you take it, or object. Let it undergo displacement after some time. Let it be available here. So there's a position 1. The same particle will arrive here. This will be position 2. It will it will move slowly. So meanwhile, if you check it, no, so it has undergone angular displacement theta. The radius will be same, r only. It has moved from position 1 to position 2. Now, okay, shall we call this as arc length, where s is called as arc length. So usually arc length, this is like a distance, no? It can be centimeter, meter, depending upon r if it is in meter, s will be in meter. R in centimeter, this will be in centimeter. Then, what about theta? Theta is what we say angle. Here I'll call better angular displacement. Theta I'll call this as angular displacement. Is it okay? Fine. So this one. So now if I draw the plane diagram, means let's take like this here. So this is the vertical plane. The particle 1 was here. And after some time, it will reach here. This is a 1, this is a 2. Okay, if you check the other things, so this will be the arc length, no? So this red color, I'll show it. This is the arc length. This will be the arc length, and this will be the theta. Here we do indicate theta. Theta is a angular displacement. You look at the word displacement. So definitely it is having a direction. Whatever the direction of theta is upward. Since we didn't bother in the geometry till now, we have studied. And what is the unit for that? Radians. So what is the unit for theta? Theta is expressed in radians here. Of course, we go for degree. That one, there's a very typical one, but the actual unit is what? The radians here, that one. And how one more unit, what degree is what we use basically in geometry. So 2 pi radians is equal to 360 degrees, or pi radians is equal to 2 pi radians equal to 360 360 degrees or simplest thing, pi radian equal to 180 degrees. So like this we can write or I'll write it. This will be 360 degrees. Degree we indicate like this, or pi radian equal to 180 degrees here. The direction, what is this red color arrow? Don't show theta. it is understood. Theta we do measure. In geometry till now what we didn't bother to get the direction of theta. Just only what is this arrow? This will give the sense of rotation. Means curl your fingers. So take like this. This thumb will give the direction of theta, whereas this is the sense of rotation. So how you measure theta? Theta you're going to measure in say some clockwise or anti-clockwise. So here I will be theta. Theta will be anti-clockwise. So you curl it. Already we have seen in right hand screw rule, no? The similar method. Curl in the direction of curl your fingers in the direction of theta. Open the thumb. The thumb will give the direction of what happened the theta here. This is only the sense of measurement. Better I call. What we have is this is only the sense of measurement. The theta will be directed perpendicular to plane in which you are measuring. You can see here now. Theta will measure like this. The theta will be directed along the axis. This is called like a axis. Then if you see like a theta very small, so tan theta, we can write it as almost, if theta is very small, so tan theta will become S by R. If theta very small, S equal to R theta. So like this, what we say is like how that arc length related to angular displacement given by this particular formula. I think already you know in the basics of geometry you have come across. So here only I'll give that one. If theta is very small, tan theta equal to S by R. Of course, I know that, but here in the diagram it appears big S, or theta appears little bit larger. So theta is equal to 0.001k straight line. Is related. How the arc length is equal to R theta. I'll switch out the video. Now okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Okay, this will be S equal to R theta. We'll get a condition like this. This one. Okay, now, so I think this is something very important. So what is this red color arrow? This will give direction of theta. So theta usually we express in radians. This one. Okay, now let's do one thing. So this particular particle will take some time to move from 1 to 2. No? In that what happen, it will cover an R distance S. So shall we differentiate this? If I differentiate this, ds by dt, let R be the constant. So this will become d theta by dt. So what is ds by dt? This will be called as linear speed. D theta by dt. This is called like a angular velocity. So how to define angular velocity? Angular velocity is equal to rate of change of angular displacement, where we write it as omega equal to d theta by dt. So this the symbol. So what is it? This unit for this radians per second. So how and so how we'll call this as? We'll call this as linear velocity. Linear will be directed along one specific straight line. And what about omega? This angular velocity, this will be directed along the axis. So here, this angular velocity. How to, sir, what about the directions? How v and omega will be? So let me take the and the particle is moving, and this is the axis. This is the radius. This is the radius vector, and I'll call this as axis here. Axis of about that axis it will be rotating. Okay, now what is this? This value is r. What about omega? The in the vector form, the v is given by v equal to omega cross r bar. There is a vector relationship. So now based on this, I can show that now the omega will be directed perpendicular to, or say along the axis. It is theta very small. I just assumed theta. So even this is r, tan theta equal to s by r. Even if you want to make it this r, no problem. Tan theta is what? S by r, I'll define. So v equal to omega cross r bar. Already I think you have come across high school geometry, no? These things, nothing. Arc length equal to what? R into theta. The relation between the linear velocity and the angular velocity here. So the direction of omega will be, it's an axial vector. So what is the angular velocity? It's like an axial vector. It will be directed along the axis. This is very important. Now, how the vector relationship? Omega cross r bar. It's given by omega cross r bar. So now curl the fingers here. Now this is vector form. In a simple, like a mathematical things. Suppose say we know that particle, it moves in a, so how the omega will be directed? Omega will be directed out of the plane here. The omega will be directed out of the plane. If the particle moves in a clockwise, so how the omega will be directed here? Omega will be directed into the plane. This is r bar, this r bar. So sense of rotation. So in so shall I say particle is moving in counterclockwise. Particle is moving in, this will be clockwise, this will be counter clockwise. What about the omega? Omega will be here out of the plane. So here I'll go for these symbols, very helpful for us. This will be direction into the plane. If I put a circle and dot like this is considered out of the plane. So what is the direction of omega here now? Omega will be out of the plane. Here omega will be into the plane. Sometimes if you get a plane diagram, if you get a 3D diagram like this, take help of this formula. If the plane diagram, no, clockwise and anti-clockwise, just curl your fingers. Curl your fingers, then the thumb will give the direction of omega. Curl your fingers in the direction of motion, in the direction of sense of rotation. So in the books, what happened? So rather than showing like this, no, they have shown sense of rotation. It's nothing wrong. This arrow is what? Sense of rotation. Arrow, this green color arrow is not direction of omega. It's only a sense of rotation. So what is this arrow indicates? Counterclockwise. I'll put it like this. This will be much easier for you. So what is that arrow? Arrow is what? The green color arrow is sense of rotation, not direction of omega. Direction of omega, omega will be directed. Omega will be directed perpendicular to plane containing like a R and V. You can check it here now. Or how V will be perpendicular to plane containing omega and R. Vector cross product. If you can recollect. So what is the direction of V will be perpendicular to plane containing omega and R. So your right hand, you can curl it. You can check it now. In both the cases, you can check omega. You can check the V. You can verify the V. Omega cross R. So put your fingers from towards omega, then curl towards r bar. The thumb will be along v bar. Go this, curl it, all of you curl it once. You have to right hand screw rule. Take help of right hand. Plane diagram, go for right hand screw rule. 3D diagram, go for the vector notation. Okay, fine. So this is about the two velocities what I introduced. Now, sir, what is this omega? I'll call instantaneous angular velocity. Average angular velocity, how you define? Average angular velocity, which is very less we use. So let me define that also. Average angular velocity. This will become angular displacement by time taken. So how we define this? This will become omega average equal to delta theta by delta. I think this is similar to average speed. Can you recall it? This is similar to the average speed here. So this may not be very important for us. Just have an idea, because maximum will focus on the angular velocity, or this is nothing but instantaneous angular velocity. Whenever I say angular velocity means it's a instantaneous only. Okay, got this. So the direction of theta is very important. The omega will be directed in the direction of theta. Okay, now you see that usually what we prefer the vector notation. No? The vector notation means something we maximum give priority for the vector notation. Means everything in the vector form. But here, if I go for vector form, what is the problem I'm going to encounter? I'm just showing complete what all we discussed. This is the no. From here, what this is about the only the basic idea of the linear velocity and angular velocity. Now, whenever I discuss some circular motion, so definitely I'll be taking help of I cap, J cap, because what is the best way of describing a vector quantity? Because omega is a vector quantity, R bar is a vector quantity, and look at V bar. All three quantities, they are vector, no? And they're having direction. So it's always suggestible to go for the unit vectors. But what is the problem here? Unit vector. As the particle goes round, or you can see from here, as the particle goes round, what will happen to r bar vector? Is it a constant? Yes, the magnitude is constant, but what about the direction? Is varying. And look at the v bar. As long as r and omega are constant, there's no problem. But look at the direction of v bar. It's also changing, no? So it'll be very difficult to express the circular motion in terms of unit vectors. First of all, you can ask questions of why you are bringing unit vectors, because look at the angular velocity, position vector, and the linear velocity. They are vectors. So they are vectors means they are having a direction. So can I take help of unit vectors? The answer is may not be. Means will not be very convenient, because particle is continuously moving. And what happened to the direction of r bar? R is constant, magnitude is constant, direction is varying. V is constant, but the direction is varying. Magnitude is constant, but the direction is varying. So at one instant, particle is here. After some time, it will come here. Or look at this particular thing. Here, it will be along j cap. After this, minus I cap, minus j cap, plus I cap. And somewhere here at position 2, the unit vector should be around minus I cap, j cap, no? Somewhere in that direction. So taking help of unit vectors, what happened? Little bit troublesome here. I cap, j cap, k cap. So therefore, I must go for some convenient method of expressing the direction also. So here, if you look at what are the two possible foremost directions are. One, shall I say something tangential, because the particle moves in a circular path. Then I'll draw I'll assume a direction. I'll draw a tangent to the circle. So that will give the direction. So at point 1, how the velocity of particle will be along the tangent. At point 2, how the velocity of particle along 2. So next what happened, we have encountered a problem. What is that? As the quantities are vector, so how to express them in vector form?
Sir,
Uh,
sir,
yes, yeah.
sir. Here we are assuming that theta is very small, no, sir.
Yes, yeah.
Then can't we say that unit vector is almost the same?
No. Just listen, listen, listen for what I'm telling. Don't assume whatever you want. Don't assume unnecessary things. Okay, there's a point. One. Okay, let this be the point two. So I want this is R bar. This is R bar vector. R1 bar, R2 bar. Of course, magnitude is same. Similarly, look at the velocity vector. Velocity vector, this will be V1 bar, V2 bar. And V1, V2 equal to V, and this is R. So what about the omega? Omega will be out of the plane. Is that okay? No? So these are things are there. But you look at the V1 bar, V2 bar. V1 bar is R1 bar is not equal to R bar. V1 bar is not equal to V bar. This is a very important parameter that is taking place. Okay, got this? So here, how to get the V1 bar? Just draw a tangent. So what is the method actually? You have to draw a tangent. What do you mean by tangent? Okay, at point 1, you draw a tangent. Similarly, at point 2, you draw a tangent. Then along the tangent, now place the velocity V1. Okay, got this? So what is the method we have to follow here? Draw a tangent, then the velocity, linear velocity will be directed parallel or say along the tangent here. What about the position vector? Along the radial direction. So I think there are some two important things are there. What are two important things? One, radial direction. Other is tangential. What do you mean radial direction? Along radial, so we say radius, this is a radius, so this particular direction is called as radial. So when it comes circular motion, the two foremost important directions are there. So one is the tangential, another is the radial. So this will be the tangential and this will be the radial. And the directions itself, I'll give the name. I think rather than going for I cap, J cap, this will be a better idea. So this particular called as tangential direction. Tangential direction, and this is called as radial direction. Okay, fine, this is. So then unit vector directed along tangential direction. I'll call E theta cap. E theta or any of the thing that one. So here there's a typical symbol what that is used in the book. So therefore I'll call this as E theta cap. It's a unit vector. Huh? Then the unit vector directed along radial direction. This will be ER cap. In the books, what will happen? They called this as normal. En cap. Normal to the tangent. And this, what happened? They took T. Instead of theta, no, they took T. So any of the symbols, we can put it here. So what is E theta cap now? We'll define it. E theta cap, it's a unit vector. Vector directed along the tangent to the path. What about En cap? It's a unit vector directed along the radial direction. tangential direction, radial direction. So like this is what we define it. So what is the distance? This is r. Let this be theta. This will be theta. What is the magnitude? As they are unit vectors, so what should be the magnitude of them? Should be equal to 1, because they're just brought here for what purpose? Only to indicate direction. If the particle revolves in clockwise, then how e theta cap will be in this direction. If the particle revolves in counterclockwise, then e theta cap will be like this. If particle revolves in clockwise, e theta cap will be in this direction. But the radial direction is only one. Suppose it's any quantity directed towards the center, I'll write minus e n cap. I think it's okay, no? So this can be positive, or unit vector can be positive, negative. If the en cap positive, if any quantity plus en cap means directed radially outward. If any quantity minus en cap is directed radially inward. If any quantity plus e theta cap, so it is you assumed in this direction positive, so it will be in this direction. If you get negative, opposite to what you assume, similar to I cap and minus k cap, I cap and minus I cap, the similar condition what we put it here. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to learn now the circular motion using this unit vectors. We try to get all the types of different quantities which are available. Okay, fine, this one. So I'll go for the, once again, the basic kinematics, what we had, S equal to only direction change, no, the magnitude remains same. So therefore, the magnitudes V1 equal to V2. But what about the velocity vectors? It should be different. That's all here. Because the directions at 1 and 2 are different, no? If you think in terms of like a unit vectors here. Okay, let's go for the, what we have is S equal to R theta. I'll differentiate this ds by dt r into d theta. Even r also variable for some type of motion. Time being, let me assume that it's a circular motion of constant radius. So ds by dt, this will become linear speed. We know it here. Okay, clear this? So now what is v? V is a ds by dt. This is called like a linear speed. And what about omega? Omega is called as a d theta by dt. So if I differentiate again, I'll get this as tangential acceleration. This I'll write it symbol we use, no? With theta. No, I'll differentiate again. So what do I get? I'll get the tangential acceleration, which is equal to r d omega by dt. So further, what is d omega by dt? What is a theta? Is called a linear acceleration. This is called as angular acceleration. So linear this is called as angular acceleration. So how we define angular acceleration? Rate of change of angular velocity, similar to the basic thing, the what we studied in basics of rate of change of angular velocity. So alpha is equal to d omega by theta. It's also a vector quantity. What is a theta? A theta is called like a linear acceleration or tangential acceleration. Just you should be get familiarized with these things. Okay, let's do one thing. If particle moves in a circular path, so let's see that all. If the speed of particle keeps on increases, then what conditions will come? So this is the R bar. the velocity of particle will be directed tangential to the thing. So it will be V like this. This is R. What about the V? This will be when it comes here, it is V1. After at other position, what the velocity of particle will be? Let it be V2. I'll say that V2 greater than V1. Then what about the omega? Omega will be directed like this. Here what will happen? We'll get even the tangential acceleration. And omega 1 will be directed like this. Or I'll just write only omega. We know V1 is varying. So actually it should be omega 1 and omega 2. And if rate of change of angular velocity is constant, then alpha will be constant. So how alpha and omega will be in the same direction if the speed of particle increases? So actually we should write like this, V1 equal to R omega, V2 equal to R. If I show 2 omega, you'll get confused. I'm just writing the angular velocity and it's a variable. So what is omega? Omega is in fact is variable here. So what about alpha? Alpha is also again an axial vector. It's a vector. Alpha is angular axis. It's a vector and I will be directed along the axis. So when speed of particle increases in circular motion, so how alpha and omega will be in same direction. Similarly, if speed of particle there's a separate condition. No, let me take another one. Okay, here let me do one thing. So the speed of particle is going to decrease. So this is the one position, this other position. So let this be the position 1. This is V1. This is V2. And I'm going to say that V2 less than V1. Second case. And this is R. Now this is the axis. What about the omega? As we know, as we know already that omega will be directed like this. Curl fingers from like a point position 1 to position 2. Curl fingers from position 1 to 2. Like this. Curl it clockwise into the plane of notebook. No, curl it clockwise. Then the thumb will point into the plane of the notebook. So this will be omega. This is omega. What about alpha? Because say I can, okay, so some of you are getting confusion. Why you changed omega? Okay, I'll do one thing. Just for your help, I'll put like this. Let this be the 1. I say that V2 less than V1. And this will be much easier for you. What's happening here? How the omega is upward only. Anybody can you say about alpha? Alpha should be directed downward. It's a retardation, no? Both will be directed along the axis only. So here, so shall I say particle speeding up, particle speeding up here, particle speeding down. So if the speed of particle increases, then omega will also increase. And if the omega increases at a constant rate, then we can define angular acceleration and how that alpha will be in the direction of omega. If the speed of particle decreases, then the omega, okay, as it is moving in specific direction, omega will be vertically up. What about alpha? Alpha, now it's a retardation. Speed of particle is decreasing, it's retardation. So how alpha should be opposite to omega? That's similar to what in kinematics. If speed of particle increases, then A will be in the direction of B. If the speed of particle decreases, then we say retardation. How A will be? Linear acceleration, opposite to velocity. Same thing here also. But omega and alpha both are axial vectors. They must be along the axis only. Time being, the examples what I have taken is of this kind. And omega and alpha need not be in same direction for some two-dimensional circular motion. That in the end of this chapter I'll be discussing. We are going to discuss one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and three-dimensional circular motion. First, we'll focus on one dimension. Once we get a clarity, then we'll go for two-dimensional and three-dimensional. Okay, I just introduced the angular acceleration also. What should be the unit for this? Radians per second square. This will be the unit for angular acceleration. Both omega and alpha are, so what they are? Axial vectors. Already we defined in vector chapter, no? They're like axial vector. Okay, this is about the basic introduction part of the basic circular motion. So why we have to go for tangential unit vector, normal unit vector, and what are the different quantities. So let's go for a general planar motion of circular motion. This will be like a book. What happened? They just directly wrote formulas. So, but as we proceed to the higher level problems, no, the mathematical way of analyzing will be very important. So, therefore, I'm just keeping the future numericals. I'll prefer the mathematical way. That one. Books, what happened? Theoretically, just they brought formulas. What all I discussed till now, it's available in book. They brought some relationship between them and ended up. But when you get into the numericals, no, will be very problematic for you with this approach. So therefore, I'll let me bring the mathematics of circular motion. Okay, this is the radial direction and this is the tangential direction. So let this make an angle theta. What is this vector? We'll define this as en cap. This is e theta cap. Some books they also took symbol like this. Okay, fine, no problem. Again, you may get confused. T something like a time. That's why I took theta. Okay, let me define this unit vector. Let me define this unit vector. Let me define this unit vector. So what is the magnitude of e theta cap and en cap? The magnitude is 1. That this everyone must remember this because in numericals this data is very important. So let me define first the en cap. So en cap, you are going to write en cos theta I cap plus en sin theta j cap. So there's a coordinate axis. Later on I'll avoid this. You can see that later on I'm going to avoid that I cap j cap terms. Because what is our main goal? We have to eliminate that I cap and j cap. This is the x-axis. And the unit vector directed here will be I cap and this will be j cap. Okay, fine. So let's write the equation. So En, so this should be equal to how much here? So finally, En should be equal to 1 magnitude. So this En cap equal to cos theta I cap plus sin theta j cap. I'll differentiate this. Let me differentiate here. Den cap by dt. So definition of cos theta minus sin theta d theta I cap plus cos theta d theta by dt j cap. So if d theta by dt, I'll take outside. So this will be minus sin theta I cap plus cos theta j cap d theta by dt. So what is this minus sin theta I cap plus cos theta j cap? I'll define one more quantity. Here ER bar will define it. E theta cap, let me define. So what is E theta cap from the diagram? Minus of E theta sin theta I cap plus E theta cos theta j cap. The magnitude is 1. So sin theta I cap cos theta j cap. So minus sin theta I cap plus cos theta j cap. What I can write it as? So den cap dt. So like this, you retain this symbol, no problem. So this bracket term, shall I write E theta cap? D theta by dt. Go back, rate of change of angular displacement. So what you can call this as omega. So therefore, omega E theta. Very important, very good numericals are there based on this. I don't know books why they are not showing this method.
Sir, once you scroll up.
I'll scroll up something. It is. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, look at this. So this is the value. So similarly, let me differentiate the like a e theta cap. Then we'll see what will end up here. So I'll differentiate here. I'll do that everything in red color, so that will be easy for you. Let me differentiate here. D e theta cap by dt. This should be equal to minus cos theta d theta by d I cap minus sin theta d theta by dt j cap. So this will become equal to d theta I'll take outside, so minus of d theta by dt I'll take outside, so this will be cos theta I cap plus sin theta. What is cos theta I cap plus sin theta j cap? Should be equal to En cap. So therefore de theta by dt equal to minus of, this will be omega, no? This is the very basic equations which we need at any cost when we're discussing any numerically. Got this? So these are the things I'll round it off. Okay, let's proceed here now. Now similarly, as the particle moves in circular path, so it will have tangential velocity, let the speed of that particle vary. So the tangential velocity is directed along this. I can call that as v theta. I'll take help of one more. So the velocity which will be directed in this direction we'll call v theta. Nothing but tangential velocity only. Since directed along the tangential direction, we'll call v theta. That is br. And what about omega here? Omega will be like this. Okay, got this? Now, what is v theta? V theta, can I write r omega? There are two velocities are there. Even r can also be variable. If r is variable, then what when the particle will also have a radial velocity. If r is variable, then the particle is said to also have the radial velocity, dr by dt. So one more, this is I'll do one thing. I'll give some. If you're finding difficult, just think like this. Yeah, this will be r1. Look at this. I'm instead of circular motion, I'm describing curvilinear motion. Then we'll make special cases. It'll be easier. Look at this. It's not a circle, no. Here the particle will have velocity v1. This will be r1. Look at the here the particle is having velocity v2. This is r2. Look at r1, r2 also. They are also varying, no. It can happen. Curvilinear motion it is. Not circular motion. Some random path. So even during a motion, even r can also be variable. A special case of curvilinear motion, circular motion, where r will be constant. So therefore, we define now the quantities like the velocity, this one. So this will be the tangential velocity. So what you can call tangential velocity, and this will be tangential direction. This will be radial direction. Again, we go back to the same way of defining the parameters. So what will be this? This will be tangential, and what about this? This will be radial, no? Unit vector, tangential direction and radial direction. So velocity directed along tangential direction, I'll call v theta. And velocity directed along radial direction is called VR. Look at the R. R is also varying here. So two quantities are defined. Now tangential velocity. So what is v theta? V theta is called as tangential velocity. What about VR? VR is called as radial velocity. Of course, we don't discuss any numericals, but let me introduce that also, because last in the end on Saturday, I'll discuss some numericals where the radius vector also will be varying. So there, this is going to help us a lot. So dr by dt, so how you define v theta? V theta is given by r omega. What about VR? VR is given by dr by dt. Radial velocity, tangential velocity. And how radial velocity will be acted along the radius vector. And how tangential velocity will be along the tangent to the path. So what about radius? So you draw a normal. That will be the radial direction at that particular point. If you draw a normal at this particular point, that will be in that direction the radial velocity will be directed. What about tangential velocity? In that direction, you draw a tangent. Along the tangential velocity will be directed. So we got here r omega dr by dt. Okay, got this. So and similarly, what is alpha? Already we defined. So here alpha, what you can write it as d omega by dt. And the tangential acceleration, already we defined it, a theta So this should be alpha, no, which is equal to r alpha. This is a tangential acceleration, and an acceleration directed along the radial direction. We'll call that as normal, radial or normal. Any of the things what you can take help of it. Okay, clear this one. So these are some quantities I'm introducing you now. So this is the tangential acceleration. This is the angular acceleration. Okay, let's go for what was our main purpose? A general plane motion. A general plane motion has to be determined. That was our particular goal, no? So I just set up the initial background. So let me go for general plane motion. Let me describe the general plane motion. Okay, this is a circle. The same thing from where I started. I'll continue from there. So this will be R. So this will be En cap, E theta cap. Let this be theta, and let it have here velocity. This one. So this is the linear velocity. So like it's having total velocity vector, that is V. Total velocity. Later on, I'll write it. So this will be V theta. This will be VR. So what is V bar? In general, we write it. Or say I'll start with R bar. I'll start with R bar. So what is R bar vector? According to this, R cos theta. So let me write here. What is the topic? General planar motion. What is R bar? You write R cos theta, I cap, R sin theta, J cap. Let me differentiate this, or in the vector form, how you write it? R into cos theta I cap sin theta j cap. What is cos theta I cap plus sin theta j cap? That should be equal to En cap. Already we defined the unit vectors, no? This will be the En cap. No, let me differentiate this. V bar equal to dr bar by dt. Both R as well as, let that be variable. So this will be R into den cap by dt, En cap dr by dt. What is den cap by dt? I told you, no? So this will be omega e theta cap. Okay, fine. So I'll write down the conclusion part, what we concluded, no? Already we discussed the background. So those things, let me tabulate here. This will be omega e theta cap. This should be minus. Okay, fine. So what all we earlier discussed, no? So those things, let me keep it. So in place of like a En cap, den cap by dt. So I'll write it as omega e theta cap plus En. Now what is dr by dt? This will become radial velocity. Or this will become r omega e theta cap plus Vr. It's only a vector, no? This is dr, Vr into En cap. Okay, not it's only R, no? dr bar by not, only dr by dt. So there's the one equation is what? We got V bar. So in this, let's define things clearly. What is R omega? R omega, just now we wrote, no? What is R omega? V theta, tangential velocity. So I'm indicating the diagram. So V theta equal to r omega. So therefore, r omega, I'll write it as v theta e theta cap. Then what is VR? VR is radial velocity, keep it here. Sir, if radius constant, put VR 0. Are you getting the idea now? I'm just not describing circular motion. It's a generalized thing. If R constant, VR will become 0. That's all here. In the end, we are going to conclude like this. So what is this? This is a tangential velocity once again, and this is a radial velocity. So let's differentiate this equation. A bar equal to, so how much it is? dV bar by dt. So in the end equation, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Oh, when circular motion something, a particle moves in a curved path, so many parameters will come into picture. So let me differentiate all one by one. So this will be, I should differentiate this equation. So first what will happen? We'll go for derivative of v theta, derivative of e theta cap by dt plus e theta cap dv theta by dt. This is a one term. Plus this will be again Vr den cap by dt now again substitute the original formulas. V theta. What is de theta cap by dt? From this minus omega en cap plus e theta cap. What is tangential velocity v theta? V theta should be called r omega. So write it r omega. Vr den cap by dt. Den cap by dt. Look at this from here. Omega omega e theta cap, and dvr by dt. So I'll write it as radial acceleration. There's one more new quantity I've encountered. Let me introduce here. AR equal to let me expand further. So this will be minus v theta omega en cap e theta. This is UV method. Both r and omega are variable. So what shall I do? So this will be r d omega by dt plus omega dr by dt. Oh, we didn't. Yes, this will be derivative of this we have to do. dn cap by dt, what we got? Omega e theta cap, no? Yeah, fine. So the bracket as it is, I'll keep it. Vr omega e theta cap en cap into er. Okay, let's expand further. Minus v theta. V theta, what you can write it as? R omega en cap. And just check once. En cap. So this den cap by d theta is what equal to omega e theta cap. Yeah, okay, fine. Now let's see that. This will be r into e theta cap. Now, what is d omega by dt? We'll write that as alpha, no? So this will be one more step. I'll write it: e theta cap r into alpha plus omega into Vr how many terms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, shall I scroll up? Just you see once, all of you, because I'll scroll down. V theta is substituted r omega. Just symbols may be confusion. Shall I scroll down? No, this part. This is another bracket, no? So this will be minus r omega square en cap r alpha e theta cap. VR what you can write it as? VR we can write it as radial velocity. No, don't write VR as this one. So V theta is r omega. Keep it as it is. So omega VR e theta cap. So this will be VR omega e theta cap. Plus this will be AR En cap. I'm interested in only few parameters. So many are there. Let me go for this. So there are 3 parameters along tangential, this particular thing. So these things. So let's go for one by one. If radius is constant, tell me what will happen. I think I can simplify further. Omega square r alpha e theta cap plus 2 Vr omega e theta cap AR into En cap. Now, if r is constant, if pure circular motion, if r is constant, if r is constant, and I also say that omega constant. If first let me put r constant. If r constant means what is the path? Path will be a circle. Clear this? So if r constant means, then what is Vr? Will be 0. If Vr 0, then alpha will be, so AR will be 0. Then what is the total equation? It will just end up with A bar equal to minus omega square r En cap plus r alpha e theta cap. Only 2 accelerations are there. One along normal direction, radial direction, other tangential direction. So in this again, means what are these 2 accelerations? So if I draw a circle, this is what our syllabus, if you see the books now, they have started from here. They are started from here, but you must know all this, what all I discussed till now. So there are 2 directions are there. You can see this. A particle moves in a circular path. This is r is a constant. So then it will have a tangential speed v, and it will have angular velocity. How will it be directed? Out of the plane. Then it will also have alpha, which will be directed out of the plane. This one. So there are two accelerations are there. What is that? Omega square r. This will call it as normal acceleration. This a bar, I'll put it further. This will be centripetal acceleration. In the books open, they called it as, this will be, and this is the tangential acceleration, a theta, e theta cap. So what is this? There'll be one acceleration called as centripetal acceleration. How it will be directed? In this way. And there'll be another tangential acceleration. It will be directed like this. What about total acceleration vector? So the total acceleration vector will be directed somewhere like this. So this an will give a one specific name. What is the specific name? I can call this as normal radial acceleration. Normal acceleration or centripetal acceleration. What about a theta? A theta is called as tangential acceleration. What is the total magnitude? The magnitude is given by an square plus a theta square. This is what the mathematics it is brought here. Okay, fine. If r constant and even v also constant. So what is the strict condition? R constant, v varying. We have this one. Let me put another condition. R constant and v also constant. R constant, even v also constant. If r constant, dr by dt will be 0, vr 0, er 0. If v constant, dv by dt. V is nothing but tangential velocity. Okay, fine. So this will be v theta. This will be 0. So if v theta is 0, then definitely what will happen? The a theta will be 0. If a theta is 0, alpha will be 0. So from this, what we can conclude here, it's a condition of uniform circular motion. So then how do that motion will occur? That motion will be particle moves with a constant speed at all the points. V theta, it will be V theta. It will be V theta. R is constant, V theta is also constant. You can see from the diagram now. And then what about the accelerations it will have? Let's go back to the basic definition. What is saying? VR will be 0, AR will be 0, alpha will be 0. So what is only left over? It will have only one acceleration. What is that acceleration? Omega square R En cap. So what is En cap? En cap is radially outward. So therefore it will have one acceleration called as tangent centripetal acceleration. So what is An is equal to? An equal to omega square R. We know few formulas. V theta equal to R omega. So in place of omega, you can write V theta by, or you can also write it as V theta square by R. These are the various forms. Or omega R. You can also write it as omega R into omega. So what is omega R? Will be V theta. So this is called as centripetal acceleration. I think you are very familiar with this. Rather than radial acceleration, the better call centripetal acceleration. Okay, this is a condition of uniform circular motion. Uniform circular motion. What about the time period? Because it take time period. So what is the time period? We define the time period. We define it as the time period. We define as distance covered by tangential speed. So this should be equal to t is equal to distance covered in one revolution 2 pi r with a tangential speed. So like this, what happened? We can define now the time period here. Then what about angular velocity? It is related to by time period by this particular formula. Because we know how do you brought it? Okay, we'll do one thing. How do I wrote it? We know r by omega r by v theta. What you can write it as 1 by omega. So how time period and angular velocity are related by this particular formula. So go this about the uniform circular motion. See how I should arrive till here from the basic mathematics from there. This is the general planar motion. So now if you have any radius varying, you need not to get scared. Take help of that particular formula. Okay, you can take help of the basic formula. If radius, I started from here. This is a non-uniform circular motion. This is the example of non-uniform. Our syllabus is maximum non-uniform uniform circular motion. Then some numericals of planar motion will go for it. General formula not needed. Just I brought it because say what all we discussed now, we should come from there. The special cases of the general planar motion is what? Uniform and non-uniform circular motion. Got it, all of you? Now there are two accelerations are there, no? This called like a normal acceleration or centripetal tangential acceleration. Why tangential acceleration? Due to change in speed. Why do this acceleration is there? Next question. So why do this acceleration? This is due to change in direction. So I'll enter into the thing. So this is about the mathematical I brought it. So let's, since we know kinematics, it'll be very easy to learn. So why that centripetal accelerations? This will be very important. The total circular motion, this what I discussed now, this concept is very important. Just focus and I'll give enough diagrams. Particle at position 1. So let's describe uniform circular motion. Speed of particle remains constant. Speed will be constant. Now particle is at position 1. After some time, let it arrive here. So then what is the velocity here? Will be direct. Vector. So look at there's a change in direction. Go back to the kinematics definition. Particle is said to be accelerated when there is a change in speed or change in direction. Look at the particle as it moves from 1 to 2. It will take some time, no, to arrive here, and it will also undergo angular displacement, say theta. Let this be radius. So it takes some time. So is it direction of motion change? There should be some acceleration. And according to the basic definition of kinematics, acceleration, how you define? Delta V bar by delta T. What is delta V bar? Delta V bar final minus initial. We define like this. So let's go for the vector diagram. V1 bar is like this. This is a V1 bar. What about V2 bar? V2 bar is somewhere like this. Then what we want? V2 bar minus V1 bar. So V2 bar minus V1 bar. This is V2 bar. Minus V1 bar. Minus V1 bar vector. This vector, I'll end up like this. Then how delta V bar? The delta V bar should be directed like this. Look at now this acceleration, this particular acceleration, how it will be directed. I think I'll give this due to change in direction. No, I'll call this as normal. AN only. How this AN bar will be along delta V bar. Will I agree? Basic definitions. So this is called as centripetal acceleration. All will be directed along the change in direction of velocity. So roughly from vector diagram, I'm able to predict what the delta, how the delta v bar is somewhere. You can see in this direction. Got this? So somewhere it will be directed towards center. This will be. So here I'll show that delta v bar, or say the centripetal acceleration will be directed. So therefore, what is this AN? Centripetal acceleration, and how will be directed? It will be always directed towards the center and tangential normal to the tangential velocity. So why AN should be towards center? This one. So this particular AN, I'll give a name. Rather than radial acceleration, I'll call it as centripetal acceleration. Why it is this acceleration? It is due to change in direction of motion, not due to change in speed. It's purely due to change in direction of motion. So due to change in direction of motion, there'll be one acceleration, they'll be directed towards center. That is what we call centripetal. Sir, how much? Already I brought this view. Can you remember how much I brought it? Omega square r, no? Can we bring it by vector method? By something triangle. So what is delta V? Okay, let's do one thing. Delta V will calculate. So what is delta V? Vector subtraction. So what is the angle? Angle, it was theta, no? So how to bring this theta? What is the angle between V1 bar and V2 bar if this is theta? V2 bar is somewhere here, no? V2 bar was somewhere here. So way to indicate this theta in this diagram? Okay, we'll do one thing. Take help of this. Some rough diagram I'll give. How to bring that one. So this we know V2 bar. And this we know V bar, and this is theta. So bring like this. This is theta. 90 minus theta. This will be theta. Okay, got this one, no? So this is theta. We'll agree this. Analyze this. This should be theta, no? This should be. So from here, open this I'll call theta. So what is this angle will be? 180 minus theta. So what is the angle between V2 bar and V1 bar? Minus V1 bar. 180 minus theta. So this will be root of V2 square, V1 square, 2V2, V1. Angle between V2 bar and minus V1 bar is how much? 180 minus theta. And V2 equal to V1 as we know. So this will be V square plus V square minus 2V square cos theta. So V square will come outside. 2 into 1 minus cos theta. 1 minus cos theta from trigonometry, anything can be right. And this will be only V into 2 sine square theta by 2. Sine square theta, can I write 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2? Okay, 2 will be there. One more. I'm just taking help of the trigonometry, that one. Sine square theta 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. So sine square theta by 2. Can you write it as 1 minus cos theta? So 1 minus cos theta, what you can write it as? 2 sine square theta by 2. So 2 into 2, this will come outside, 2v sine theta by 2. Theta very small, sine theta by 2 will become this one, delta v. So this should be equal to 2v theta by 2. 2 get cancelled. So what we end up, delta v is equal to v theta. Theta is angle. So now I'll put delta v by delta t. So v by t by delta t. I'll bring it to the corner. I'm showing by several methods. In different books, they're given different method, no? So that I'm introducing all the things. So delta v by delta t, this I'll call it as centripetal acceleration. V into theta by delta t. This will become angular velocity. Okay, look at now again. What is this is like a v only, no? So what is v equal to? R omega, or according to this, v equal to r omega. Or you can also write it as v into omega what again, v by r. Centripetal acceleration. Okay, now it's very clear. Why do this acceleration is? Just due to change in direction of motion only. This is first method what I shown, directly I brought the formula. Still students what happen, they don't get idea what is simple acceleration. Because the idea of simple acceleration is very important for dynamics of circular motion. Okay, I started here. The particle moves with a constant speed in a circular path. Then I said that there is one acceleration called a central acceleration, and that will be directed towards the center. And definitely we'll assume its circular motion are constant. This one. So sir, how you can say that acceleration be directed towards center? Okay, already I have give proof. Can you remember here? We have here, you look at this. There is a one acceleration which is directed. There's a one acceleration which is directed towards the center. This is central acceleration. If v constant, then omega constant, alpha 0. If r constant, these quantities will be 0. So then only if a particle moves with a constant speed, there will be one acceleration called as Ramchandra Reddy. Don't unmute it. Huh?
Okay, sir.
Okay, got this. There's a mathematical. Straight away we'll get it here. So you never get an idea that, sir, why this acceleration? Sir, we brought mathematics. I'm all of you. So that's why I'm just brought this. So there's a general idea what students should have. Let's focus separately that one. Let's focus separately. Here also I brought the thing. If a speed constant, there'll be one acceleration called as centripetal. Why do this acceleration? Anybody asks? We don't have any specific reason, no? So here what happened, I am just giving that information with the help of a separate discussion. Let me assume that the particle moves with a constant speed. It's a uniform circular motion. Once again, I'm bringing back uniform. So in uniform circular motion, will there be any acceleration? Yes, there'll be acceleration. What is that acceleration? Called as central acceleration. And how it be directed towards center. So here is what we have, everything vector proof, and the expression also we brought it here. This is very important. First thing, if you are finding very difficult, leave it, no problem. But this is very important. So therefore, now shall we make up the problem into two parts: uniform, non-uniform circular motion. In uniform circular motion, speed of particle constant, and how that central acceleration should be directed towards the center. Non-uniform circular motion, what will happen? There'll be two accelerations. One, centripetal acceleration, other tangential acceleration. Tangential acceleration is due to change in speed. Centripetal acceleration is due to change in direction of motion. So once again, I'll bring back that non-uniform circular motion. So in non-uniform circular motion, earlier we discussed uniform circular motion. Now let me introduce to that one. In non-uniform circular motion, what will happen to speed of particle? It constantly varies. Let me call R, no problem, that is. R means it's constant. The speed of particle, it varies. Then V of t, I'll write it. Velocity you can see is varying, speed is varying. Then what about the accelerations? It is going to have two accelerations. One centripetal, another is tangential. So what is the tangential? Tangential is purely due to if I'm writing v theta, no, let it write v theta by r. If you're if you're not interested with this symbol a theta, you can remove it. Let me remove this theta. This is a central acceleration. Why? This is due to change in direction of motion. Then again, due to change in speed, a theta equal to dv by dt. This is a tangential acceleration. The resultant acceleration how it will be directed? Somewhere like this. And this total acceleration vector makes an angle with the tangential velocity. So what is tan beta? Tan beta should be equal to an by a tangential. An equal to how much? V square r. This is dv by, I'll write one more. So dv by dt, what you can write it as? This you can also write it as r into, because v, what you can write it as? R into omega. So r d omega by dt. So this is r alpha. Okay, got this one. So this we can write it as r alpha. So this will become v square by r square alpha. Now look at that v, the beta, is it constant or variable? It, as the v constant increases, so and alpha is constant, so beta is going to increase here. The total acceleration vector is, it will have different directions. This is due to what? This is due to what? Change in speed. This is due to what? Change in direction of motion. I want total acceleration. Already we have discussed, once again I'm putting it. An square plus a theta square. What is the angle made by total acceleration vector with tangential velocity given by this particular formula? So we are going to come across numericals of what kind? Uniform, non-uniform circular motion. Again, in non-uniform circular motion, again you can put in two parts: alpha constant, alpha variable. If alpha constant, then again we'll make up a problem. If alpha is constant, means constant angular acceleration. Constant angular acceleration. Then, so what is alpha? So alpha we know d omega by dt. So further d omega alpha dt. Let me integrate 0 at t equals 0 omega naught. So therefore omega minus omega naught alpha t. So somewhere this equation is similar to the things what you came across, no? Equations of motion. Then further d omega by dt, I can write it as alpha constant. So this is the angular displacement, 0 to t, 0 to t. So this will be theta omega naught dt. So this will become omega naught t plus this angular displacement. Then straight away you can write it alpha is equal to d omega by dt. You can also write it as d theta You can also write if alpha as a function of d omega by dt, or you can also write in this form. So this will become alpha d theta omega d omega, 0 to theta omega naught by omega. So this will be alpha theta so value of this will be so I think somewhere similar to the linear equations, no? S equal to ut plus half at square, v equal to u plus at, then v square minus u square equal to 2as. In place of that, there it was linear motion. This is for angular motion. So how alpha, omega, theta, if they are related when alpha is constant. These are called like equations of curvilinear motion or equation for circular motion. Equations of motion for circular motion. So these are the formulas which, if you remember, will be easy. When this formula is applicable, when alpha is constant, a strict condition, only when alpha is constant. Only when alpha is variable, these are applicable. And so if alpha is also variable, then I'll go for integration, like what we did in kinematics. So what are the types of numericals you are going to come across? V constant, alpha variable, and alpha what can vary with what? Can vary with any of the quantity. Then we are going to take help of the integration. So this is about the basic our circular motion what we had. Now I'm telling this one of all very important, centripetal acceleration. This acceleration is purely due to change in direction of motion. There are two accelerations are there. One centripetal, other tangential. Centripetal acceleration is due to change in direction of motion. Sir, how you can say? I'm giving enough proof. You can see this mathematics. This is very important. Of all what all I discussed now, this is very important. How that, sir, how that AN will be directed towards center is from the vector subtraction is what I explained. Earlier I did from by mathematics. Here vector subtraction. Non-uniform, uniform circular motion. So here there are two things are there for you: uniform, non-uniform. Non-uniform, both accelerations will be the tangential, centripetal acceleration. Uniform circular motion, only central acceleration. So then you should say, sir, uniform means no acceleration, as the direction is varying, no? Because of that, the central acceleration will be directed towards center. And you can see that. And how will be directed? Always towards center, you see. So don't think that as the particle moves, the AN will be here only. When particle is here, where AN will be here. When particle is here, AN will be here. When particle is here, AN is there. So is it advisable to go for unit vector? No. Better what happen? Better take help of the tangential unit vector and radial unit, because there are these directions are very important, no? Rather than I cap, J cap. Because when particle is here, how AN will be in third quadrant, when particle is here, fourth quadrant. So therefore, whenever circular motion comes, what is the best thing? It is better to go for the radial direction and tangential direction, because all the quantities will be directed there only. Okay, still some like a few more things. There's just a mathematical background. So if you last what I discussed, that one, so that you have to remember, let R be the constant. Only if R varies, I'll mention, because all problems you have to assume R to be constant. Okay, let's the no, one more mathematical way I'll bring it. This is what A normal, no? This is a normal. What about tangential? This is a tangential. And this is the total acceleration vector. And it will also have velocity. It will also have tangential. Instead of writing v theta, let me write only v. Where alpha and omega will be? The sense of rotation like this, no? So is it justified? These are not directions of alpha and omega. What they are? Just this arrow is sense of rotation. How omega and alpha will be out of the plane. Okay, got the idea, no? Now I want to write relation between a naught, an and v, only in terms of that. A tangential. Okay, total acceleration vector. A tangential, I know total acceleration vector and the velocity, that's all. A normal in terms of A and V. A theta in terms of A and V. So what is this angle? This angle is equal to beta. Angle between tangential velocity and total acceleration. So let's do one thing. A bar and A bar dot V bar. Let me take dot product. A bar dot V bar. So what it is equal to AV cos beta. Will I agree the dot product? Tell me like what is A theta equal to? Can you write A cos beta? So in place of A cos beta, what shall I write? A theta. So what is A tangential? A tangential bar should be equal to A bar dot V bar by magnitude this one, or this will be only magnitude, no? This is. Very important for you. If you know total acceleration and tangential velocity, you can calculate. You can calculate what? Tangential acceleration. Okay, similarly, let me take cross product. A bar cross V bar. This is equal to AV sine beta. What is A normal? A normal is what? A sine beta. So this A sine beta, I can write it as A normal into V. So what is A normal is equal to? Or in the vector form, okay, got this. So there is another vector form. Suppose if you know one quantities, you can bring the other quantities here. I'm just showing the different things here. So I think you might have confused really a lot. Okay, let it be, no problem. So here again, what are the some relationships? What we know? We know V equal to R omega. We know some things. Let's write them. And A theta equal to R tangential acceleration R alpha. And what is A normal? A normal equal to omega square R. Or V into omega, or V square by R. Or this tangential R and alpha is what? D omega by dt. And what is A tangential? A tangential is rate of change of speed. So only just you should be familiar with the symbols here. So there's a one thing. Okay, now I'll show you still more easier one. Still more easier one. We know V equal to omega cross R bar. Let me differentiate this. You'll be surprised to see the way I'm bringing so many methods here. R bar cross d omega bar by dt. Tell me what is dr by dt? You can write it v bar. And what is d omega by dt? Just now I wrote it alpha bar. What is dv bar by dt? Total acceleration vector. So omega cross v plus r bar cross alpha bar. What is this? This is the centripetal acceleration, no? Okay, this quantity, another form. This is what? Centripetal, and this is what? This is what? The tangential. So there's a way of showing in the vector form. So you do come across the various types of numericals and different situations. If they give vector form, so these are the different ways of expressing things. So what is A normal? Can you also write in vector form? What is A normal? Omega cross V, to take it. So what is the direction of A normal here like this? Alpha is out of the plane. You can check it. Omega cross V. Omega cross V. If you check it, that it'll be directed along AN. So shall I write the formulas like this? AN is equal to what? Omega cross V. A tangential is what? R bar cross alpha bar. Get this one? So these are the different ways of expressing the circular motion. So if I don't introduce them, numericals what happen, you do come across things like this. They give omega and V, omega bar and V bar. So once you know omega bar, V bar, S, you can bring the tangential acceleration. If they give R bar and alpha bar, from that you can bring the tangential acceleration. If they give omega bar, V bar, you'll get normal acceleration. Sir, which one to follow? You have given us so many things. I suggest you stick on to this particular thing. This is something very important. And non-uniform circular motion. These two. So these two are, I just put tick mark. So it'll be, please look at this. I'm writing. So these two, what will happen? The discussion will help you a lot. The remaining all what happen are mass based. They will help in numericals. But to understand concept, you have to focus on these things. The content here. The other things are just it's a when non-uniform circular motion. I think I'll take it out. This also will be very difficult for you because here mathematics I brought it. No. Okay, got this. So this is the one thing, and there's the one thing. So when you are referring notes, no, so just put effort here. The remaining all will help us in numericals. When any some three-dimensional circular motion comes, there what happens? This method will help us a lot. Fine, all of you. This will be useful only when three-dimensional one or curvilinear motion. For circular motion, so what all we discussed problems, so maximum will be focused on this content. Okay, this is all mathematics. Just like when the three-dimensional motion comes, so this is going to help us a lot. Non-uniform circular motion. I please look at this. I shaded at 2 points. So only you have to take help of these two contents. Remaining all mathematics, and then when numerical comes, you can see the use of that. But the what all the 90% of our numerical solving just revolves around that. So if you're going for Olympiad, no, the first method is will going to help you a lot. Some three-dimensional motions we discussed there. The first method is going to help you a lot. Any doubt you can clarify? If you are confused with the first one, stick on to this, the two things which I shaded. Yes, anybody?
Sir, here we defined centripetal acceleration to be acceleration due to change in direction of motion, right?
Yeah. Centripetal acceleration is purely due to change in direction of motion. It's over. Particle moves with a constant speed, sir. How it will have acceleration? Due to change in direction of motion. Velocity constant, no acceleration will be there. But here what I'm saying, speed constant, but direction is moving. No, if it moves in circular path with a constant speed, direction of motion changes. And according to definition, a particle is said to be accelerated when speed changes, direction changes, or both. So in uniform circular motion, what's happening? Direction is varying. So because of that, there'll be centripetal acceleration, and I will be directed towards center, not away from center. This is the core idea. See, I'm telling this one. What all today I thought you forget everything. I'll not scold you, but you should not. What I put the diagram. This is what the core of our chapter. Centripetal acceleration is due to changing direction of motion and will be directed towards the center of arc. Circular motion I'm saying, so center of circle. If some any curved path comes, it is directed towards the center of the path. Or center of curvature. Is anybody? This is something here you can see diagram, no? So this is also very important for you. Look at AN. Okay, go this one. Okay, let me just okay Q. There are again two types of just small diagrams. So then I'll wind up. Now increasing speed, decreasing speed will take it. Speed increasing. Increasing speed. So what happened? The speed will increase. So therefore, what is A tangential? Non-zero. A tangential is what? dv by dt. There will be a normal and a normal will be varying continuously. Both are non-zero. Okay, all of you? Because speed is increasing, no? And it is moving in circle path. Just let's go for showing all the quantities once again. So this will be the direction of V, centripetal acceleration, tangential acceleration, A theta, total acceleration vector, A, and this is beta. What about alpha and omega? They'll be out of the plane, but we have a practice of showing them like this. Both are in same direction, and this is the radius. Okay, speed increasing. Is speed decreasing? Decreasing speed. Particle moves with decreasing speed. The last again decreasing speed means what you write. Retardation. Tangential speed decreases, but still. So both are non-zero. Okay, what about the quantities? How centripetal acceleration will be there? See, whether speed increasing or decreasing, centripetal acceleration will be directed towards center, not away from center. Don't change the direction of it. The speed is in fact decreasing, but let it be like this here. So A tangential will be in this direction. and the total acceleration vector will be like this. Got this? So this will be radius of the circular path. Let's come for even the omega also. Let's see how alpha and omega will be directed here. How the omega should be directed. Omega should be like this, no? How the alpha? Alpha should be opposite sense. Why? Because retardation, no? Omega decreases. So here, so what you can write it as alpha equal to d omega by dt. What about here alpha? Minus d omega by dt. Similar to in kinematics, what you have retardation. Say whether speed of particle increases or decreases. How centripetal acceleration will be directed towards center. Don't show it a and away. You'll be in a big trouble. Sir, what about beta? Beta, I'm going to put this one. Again, same thing here. This will be beta. Look at alpha and omega, because omega decreases here. Here omega increases. Both are in same sense. But how alpha and omega actually are not here in this curve. How this is not direction of alpha. The only sense for our understanding purpose. Here alpha and omega will be out of the plane. Okay, this one. Here what mean? Omega will be out of the plane. Alpha will be into the plane. This is only sense of rotation. For our convenient purpose, we have brought it. This arrow is not direction of omega. I'm making clear. This arrow is not direction of alpha. Omega will be into the plane, alpha will be out of the plane. So here I'll write it. Omega will be out of the plane, alpha will be into the plane. Here omega okay, all of you. So we'll this is about the theoretical back. Okay, just what all I said, digest it. Tomorrow we'll focus on the problems. It's very easy. Already we know kinematics. We are going to apply the same kinematics equation for circular motion. At SH we can wind up everything kinematics one tomorrow. Okay, fine. So we'll meet tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.